Hi guys, so my devotion is based on the truth that it is God who does the work, and the scripture that this devotion is based on is Ephesians 3:20, which says, "Now to him who's able to do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to his power working in us." And that scripture, I'm sure we're all familiar with it. It just really highlights the fact that there is nothing that we can ever ask or imagine that God is not going to outdo, and that is based on God's power actually being available to have room to work in us. And I think this scripture is particularly timely in this season, because we are in a position where it seems that we have no control. I don't know about you. I am trusting God, and I believe 1,000% that God is going to see us through this COVID-19 season, and we'll come out on the other side stronger than ever before. How that's going to happen, honestly, I have no idea. I don't know how God is working all the intricate details of, making sure that the country's safe and the logistics of us returning to a new normality. And actually, I rest in the fact that that is not my job to worry about. It's not my business. My business is to remain resting in God's promises. It's to make sure that my faith is rooted in the love of Christ. I don't need to spend my energy figuring out answers to questions that are just futile and are to no end. I could be asking myself, what's it going to be like when I go back to work? Will I ever, return back to work and interact with my patients or friends and family in the way that I used to? But all of that, it doesn't serve a purpose that is going to edify me or encourage me. So for me personally, I am taking a step back and using this COVID-19 period to really just to go back to my secret place. This is where I have intimacy with God, and I can just rest in his presence. I can gaze upon his beauty and inquire of him. And that scripture is actually in Psalm 27 verse 4. It's my favorite one, and it says, "One thing do I desire, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon his beauty and inquire of him." So in me resting in the secret place, trusting in God, gazing upon his beauty, thanking him for his faithfulness, and actually asking him questions, inquiring of him. So for every one of us, navigating through this lockdown period is going to be different, and so it's so crucial that we individually seek God's input and get his understanding of how we navigate through this season. So the encouragement I have for us is, let's not try to figure out the answers. Our job is to take a step back, let God take control, put God in the driver's seat, and allow his power to work in us. And that may look different for every one of us. I know even before COVID, I always used to think and worry about, how am I going to do all the amazing things that I believe God has called me to do? How am I going to own my own practice? How am I going to, meet my husband? One thing or another. But again, it's not my job to worry, and based on God's track record of how he's worked in my life and is continuing to beautify my life and turn the ugly things, the messy things, into beautiful things, I don't need to worry about those things. I just need to trust God on a daily basis. So guys, be encouraged in the God that we serve. Be encouraged in the fact that he never fails. Be encouraged in the fact that when we get to the end of ourselves and we stop thinking, stop worrying, and stop trying to control things, that is when God has free reign to do the crazy, unimaginable things. That is when the miraculous happens. So yeah, let's rest in God's promises and take heart. Be of good courage and trust that we will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. God bless.